Hi family, thanks for watching. The weather has dramatically changed, and I would say, ow, what the heck was that? Ow, ow. No. We'll be back after this short interlude. Okay, I'm gonna stand over here because apparently my tree is trying to silence me by breaking my toes. I was just gonna say that the weather has been extreme in the sense that 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago, it was sweltering hot, and now it is cold. And I'm in a mad scramble trying to prepare for winter. It did say that it was going to get cold a couple days last week, but then it was going to normalize to autumn weather this week. That hasn't happened. And you know, this year we have been having an abundance of acorns fall. When they fall in the right spot on your foot, they're freaking painful. Most plants can do okay for a few cold days, but plants like these, they need to go into the greenhouse because they're kind of frost sensitive. So yeah, I thought I was going to have more time to kind of eventually get everything ready for winter, but nope, it's here now. So let's go through real quick what I have to do to kind of transition everything for winter. So the first thing I do for the bees, as soon as it shows the weather's going to start dropping below 50 on a consistent basis, is put insulation on the beehives. We don't do the wraparound insulation for our bees because typically we only get really, really cold below freezing weather for maybe 3 weeks tops during the winter. Also too, when we did our custom built hives, we deliberately made the insulation or the thickness of the sides 1 inch so that the bees should be able to keep themselves warm. However, we're discovering with the pine hives, or I should say the hives made out of pine, that the pine fluctuates so much with the temperature fluctuations and the water moistures that they're pretty garbage. And we'll probably need to rebuild them out of cedar. Yeah, is that a good bush? Yeah, you're eating everything that's green around here. But thankfully I had gotten a chance to feed everybody for the winter, and I had gotten a chance to put all of the winter insulations that we just put on the top and bottom, as I mentioned, and they should be good. Now, we're probably going to lose orange hive. I think the queen died. There's a multitude of reasons why that could have happened. The most likely being is that it got too cold and we waited too long to remove the reducer. So when the hive cluster moved up towards the warmth, they left her behind, and as a result, she froze. Which is a bummer, but we weren't really expecting weather to dramatically change this quickly, so we were definitely underprepared. Another thing we do is cover up the plants that do stay out with mulch. Usually use the leaves that fall from the trees, mulch them up with the lawnmower, and throw those on top of the plants. However, because the weather has been extreme and quick, the leaves haven't fallen from the trees. Plenty of acorns have. Now, I put this landscaping material down first because I ended up buying rubber mulch, but I wouldn't recommend it because it doesn't break down, it's not organic, it adds no nutrients to your ground, and honestly, leaves are, if you have them around, probably the best option there is available. But this is just to keep it warm for the winter, and hopefully when I pull it up in the spring I can take it all away and go back to my old methods in the future. The other thing I started doing was, of course, bringing in all the plants, starting with the seedlings, the ones that were most vulnerable. At the moment, the way the greenhouse is set up, it's not gonna keep anything warm. It will only just keep the frost off of the plant. If I want to keep things warm in there, I'll have to make some adjustments. I've looked into passive heating options for greenhouses last year and experimented with some of them, including gallon buckets. We had the 10-gallon buckets full of water, and that didn't work at all. From my understanding, it shouldn't necessarily like be a dramatic difference, but it should be like a 5 to 10 degree difference, which in some cases is just enough to keep the plants alive. The other method we tried last year was a compost bucket. We converted a trash can into a compost, and again, that didn't really work. Agreeably, we probably should have buried it into the ground. The only one I saw where they showed successful results using composting method, I can't remember the name, some French name. It was the only successful composting arrangement that I had seen. However, it looked super labor intensive and required loads of materials. It sounds like for a compost to even collect enough heat to be effective as compost, you need a 3-foot by 3-foot minimum size, and you can tell our greenhouse is small. That's pretty much most of the greenhouse. So we're gonna try the big blue 55-gallon poly drum, and I should be able to do that. Now ideally, I'd have my husband do this because my hands aren't the steadiest, but he's going to be gone all day, and I want to try to get this in while the sun's still up and can heat up the water. I can't get a good angle on this. My hands might shake like a son of a gun, but at least I'm ambidextrous. Good job. We've got water and it looks like no leaking. So in theory, the water should retain its heat, dissipate that heat as the night goes on, keeping it from going below freezing in here. We shall see how it works. For the chickies, I don't know if there's much we're going to do for them. They should be good for winter. All those white lines in the chicken coop are caulking to kind of insulate it and protect it from breezes. I will have to paint this. I was meaning to do it this week, but hopefully it will rain and I'll have to do it next week. We built this run with the intention that it would be covered, so when it does rain and snow, they'll have a dry place to kind of chill.
Here, Chicky. Here.
I'm doing this so that the chickies' water supply doesn't freeze in the winter. I have some projects in mind for these, but the ground's still too hard to really do anything with. So we'll see when we can get to that. Hopefully we'll get rain. The kind of scary thing about this weather is that, you know, people are going to start fires because it's this cold, but we're still in the season where we have to worry about fire danger. There's a lot of homesteaders in our area, and honestly, I don't know how they do it with all the things that have happened this season, or this year with the seasons. I don't know how people survive. I imagine they've got other jobs like us. Or maybe it's just us, because if we relied on our gardening and harvesting skills, we'd be dead, starved.
So thanks so much for watching to the end of this video. Please hit like and subscribe, or leave a comment for us below. If not for the channel to help us grow, do it for these cute, adorable chickies. Anyways, thanks again. Talk to you again soon.